online concession stand at rrgsnacks.com has all of our favorite goodies back in stock, from Western barbecue bacon jerky, freeze-dried goodies, butter toffee peanuts, and gummy sour peach rings. Well, Nelly is finally coming clean about the real reason he married Ashanti. He was over there on Bootleg Kev's podcast, and the question was asked, how did you keep the marriage a secret? And Nelly said,
once we found out that she was pregnant, I didn't want her to be, a baby mama.
Keep in mind that Nelly and Ashanti dated for about 10 years back in the day. Now he has 2 children from a previous relationship, and his baby with Ashanti is the 3rd. There's another Instagram video where Ashanti is being interviewed where she says there are definitely more children coming. So, Auntie, I don't know how to feel about this girl, but I know you're gonna keep it a buck. What do you think, Auntie?
I know everybody is around here applauding Nelly for marrying Ashanti because he didn't want her to be a baby mama. And everybody is like, oh, that's so nice. Thank you. That's the right thing to do. But it ain't. The right thing to do would have been to acknowledge and see her value first, marry her, and then have a baby with her. I know y'all over there like, Auntie, we just can't win for losing with you, but you can if you pay attention to what I say. What he said in the Instagram video, if y'all listen very carefully, roll back the footage and listen for yourselves.
We hadn't talked about it yet. We hadn't talked about any of that yet. I hadn't, but I was like, yo, you know what? Let's just knock this out because we're going to be doing so much and everything's moving so fast.
We knew where we were in life, and we had a lot of things going, and things were moving really fast. In other words, we kind of already knew each other. We doing music together. We touring. She pregnant. We old. Might as well. That's what I heard. I don't want to be proposed to as a might as well. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how he came at Ashanti. May as well go head on and marry you. Y'all can say what you want to say. I don't doubt that he and Ashanti are very much in love. I don't doubt that at all. But what was wrong with the first baby mama? How come he didn't want to make her a wife? See what I'm saying? Why? Because he was young, hot in the tail, and was still out in these streets. Because for some reason, men always think they can do better until they get old. And then they're like, well, I'm tired of running the streets. I'm going to go ahead on, settle down. I know Ashanti. And he went on to say in the interview, she bring more good to my life than bad. And so that's good enough reason to settle down. I don't know. I don't like these vibes. What I would prefer Nelly to say is, she's the love of my life. She's the absolute love of my life. I let her get away once before. I'm not going to let her get away again. When she came up pregnant, all the more reason to get married. And some of y'all may argue and say, well, men are not good with words. Bullshit. Yes, they are. What happened was he didn't think about what he said before he said it. And when people don't think about what they say before they say it, the truth come out. Let's just call it what it is. The truth come out. Now, some of y'all may say, well, maybe this will encourage other men to do the right thing by women and get married and have children within wedlock. It ain't gonna change nothing. Because see, Nelly got money, Ashanti got money, and Ashanti allowed Nelly to spin the block. I hope that she got a prenup, and I hope Nelly will settle down and do right by Ashanti this time, but you never know. We'll see. Ashanti was gonna have this baby with or without Nelly. See what I'm saying? And Nelly said, we may as well go head on. I promise you, I don't even think Ashanti was pressuring Nelly to get married. She wasn't going to turn it down. But I don't think Ashanti, she would have taken that baby and went head on with her business. And raised that baby. But this is not the relationship for everybody to covet or to hold as a standard at all. Again, let me go back and say, because some of y'all gonna be like, well, this is a beautiful relationship. And that's because many of y'all don't have an example of what the progression of a relationship into marriage and children and family looks like. Okay, even though we tell y'all, humans can be very visual. Y'all need a visual representation of what that look like. And Ashanti and Nelly ain't it. They have finally arrived at a point where they're a happy family. But this ain't how you get there. And to be honest, a lot of us don't get there the quote-unquote right way. Love is messy. Life is messy. Things don't often happen in a straight line, which is fine. All I'm saying is Nelly settled, but he happened to settle with a 10. See what I'm saying? There was a 10 in his orbit. Fortunately for him, and he went head on and put a ring on it. If I was the woman who had his other 2 kids, I would have been like, why didn't you put a ring? What was wrong with me? How come you didn't put a ring on my finger? Why was it okay for me to be a baby mama? See, what? Because they weren't Ashanti. That's why. I would have a whole attitude if I was the baby mama and I heard this interview. I didn't want her to be a baby mama. Ooh, honey, do you know how bad that stings? It's okay for me to be a baby mama? And Ashanti, she deserved everything that Nelly has to offer and gives to her. He should be worshiping the ground that she walks on. She is his queen, okay? As long as he treats her like that, everything will be fine, because women always reciprocate. That ain't the question. So some of y'all gonna be like, well, ain't he her king? Well, yeah, after the queen is acknowledged. See? Then it's okay for her to reciprocate. But women are always giving and nurturing and providing safe spaces, because that's in our nature. It's in a man's nature to just take, and consume and devour. When a woman begins to reciprocate and give and nurture before she has a commitment in place, it's not safe for her, because she will end up depleted. And so I'm glad that Ashanti has this marriage and that Nelly proposed, and they got married, and they husband and wife, and they have their family now, because now she has a safe civil structure in which she can nurture and give of herself from her queenly throne and help to exalt her king. It's reciprocated. See what I'm saying? It's not one way. 'Cause a baby mama energy is one way. The woman puts her life on the line to bring a child into the world, and the father isn't present. He's present when he wants to be. But she doesn't have that covering and that protection of marriage. That's why, ladies, don't be no baby mama. And certainly don't take the chance that Ashanti did, because you may not end up being the Ashanti and the wife. You might just end up being the baby mama.